Although I'm kind of disappointed with the new Corpus gun blade, this doesn't stop me from reviewing everything that is included in the Deadlock protocol update. As you all know, I'm a major fan of melee weapon, and I kind of get excited once the developer releases one. However, Deadlock protocol is not the usual case wherein I'm greeted with a good melee weapon. Instead, I was surprised by a new primary weapon that is totally worth the farm and former. I'm talking about the new auto rifle, Stalter. But, is it really an auto rifle? So the Stalter boasts a balanced critical and status chance stats. You can call it a hybrid weapon with decent punch through, fire rate, fast reload speed, and a very manageable recoil. The fire rate may not be as fast as the likes of Soma Prime, but that can easily be fixed by a fire rate mod. Aside from these features, this gun has high slash damage, which is kind of unusual for Corpus weapons. I don't know if you notice this trend, but you won't see Corpus weapons dealing lots of slash damage in the past. I think Deadlock Protocol is the first, and I have no complaints about it. It's because this weapon can shred enemy health fast. The bolter-like bullets of Stalter can deal massive DPS even to high-level armored enemies with the right mods. Adding insult to injury, you can actually nail enemies' dead bodies to the wall. Basically, it's a nail gun that not only kills enemies, but put them to shame by hanging their corpses on your wall. In terms of modding, you can actually do a hybrid viral slash build for this weapon, or go with a hybrid dual element build on it. Now, this is the slash viral variation. Hunter Munitions mod is very efficient for this gun because of the decent critical chance and fire rate we have on this build. However, if you think that this weapon doesn't need more slash, since it got some decent amount on its base stats, then you can opt out Hunter Munitions mod, and add another dual status chance on this build. For viral, you can add thermite rounds to add both status chance and heat damage on your build. This kind of mod setup is good against armored units. The 50% armor reduction from heat, and its ability to stun the affected target, paired with the additional damage to health coming from the viral element, will make this auto rifle an absolute mention. And yes, don't forget about the slash damage. By the way, you can tweak these 3 element mods to create specific elements for each faction. Just choose what are the best damage types for certain factions. When you pair this damage with the high fire rate, low to no recoil, and fast reload speed, makes the primary fire of this gun great when it comes to DPS. Wait, squad leader, what do you mean by primary fire? Does this gun has an alternate fire mode? Yes, and it's a tactical nuke. Honestly, I did not notice that this weapon has the ability to nuke enemies. I already added 4 former on this weapon before I noticed that there's an alternate fire for Stalter. The shots fired by its alternate fire will explode in a 7.2 meter radius after 0.4 seconds on impacting a surface or enemy. It does deal innate radiation damage, but prior to my testing, its primary fire mode also procs radiation damage. I don't know if this is a bug, but it sure is helpful and adds to the overall DPS of the gun. Now, as you might know, the explosion will trigger the self-stagger mechanic, so it is good if you have something like cautious shot on your build. But honestly, I don't even find the self-stagger of this weapon bothersome, since you will be shooting this gun from far away. Aside from self-stagger mods, the explosion also benefits from mods like Firestorm and Amalgam for axe body count. While the explosion damage is decent, and you don't need to change any mods at all, since the way you mod Stalter for its primary fire will work on its tactical nuke, the alternate fire is kind of slow and it does consume 20 ammo per shot. The charge speed is constant, and can't be lowered by any fire rate mods. Also, explosion has linear damage fall off from 100% to 30% from central impact. In addition, the explosion delay allows enemies to move out of explosion range if not directly hit by the projectile, and the worst part is, the explosive projectile has travel time. It may seem problematic, but that doesn't mean it can't be fixed. The simple fix to having some dumb fun with this gun's tactical nuke is simply using it with mag. My favorite frame got a new toy, and it's not just about tactical nuke, but Stalter's primary fire can also be used effectively with mag's bubble. Not only that, but its secondary fire makes modding for gas build worth it. However, I wouldn't advise you doing so, as it only works for the tactical nuke. The best build for a mag synergy would be the viral Hunter Munitions build. Not only does it makes your primary fire rip enemies inside the bubble to shreds, but it also kills them with the tactical nuke with a couple of shots. For the mag build, Simply use the mag setup I've shown you earlier this week on that updated mag video. Now I think that you know everything about the starter. My final verdict is, it's a pretty good weapon that everyone must have in their arsenal. Not because it has the ability to nuke enemies, but because it also has a well-built primary fire. You can't find something that has decent stats, fire rate, recoil, and reload speed every day. If you want to own one, then start farming the Jackal. The starter's main blueprint is a possible reward from defeating the Jackal. While its component blueprints can be acquired from within the Granum Void, the receiver from Rotation C, the stock from Rotation C of Extended Granum Void, and the barrel from Rotation C of the Nightmare Granum Void, the main blueprint is not tradable, but components are, however. So go and farm this bullet hose tactical nuke rifle and have some dumb fun with it. Thank you so much for watching. Squad leader signing off.